See, I don't got time. Oh, hold up. Let me get it right. Let me get right. I don't have time for the BS at all right now, you know? I just want to get straight into it and let y'all know what is going on. What's good, squad? It's your boy D Cash, and yeah, I'm back here with another video. I know I ain't make a video in a long time, but this is something that I've been needing to do and something I just need to hop right on and do it. Because at the same time, you'll get distracted by so many different things and about a lot of things that'll make you not pursue in the things that you said you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So this is me just confirming that I need to continue to do what I need to do no matter what. So let's get right into it because this is crazy. I'm gonna pull it. Well, first of all, we pulling up the chart, and that's Spy, right? You can see Spy freaking lost $10 today. I was already calling these $10, $15, $20 moves already. I was calling that. I mean, I don't even want to. I don't even really need to go into it that much or talk about it that much because at the same time, it's just like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Uh, at the same time, I lost a lot of money with Spy, you know what I'm saying? But I made a lot of money with it too. So I'm not really mad at the fact that, I can't participate how I want to, but I can still well, I'm lying. I'm about to participate tomorrow. That's some bullshit. I'm really participating tomorrow. I just haven't participated all week. But I've been calling these calls for myself and for the people who've been listening, you know what I'm saying? But as you can see, Spy is already at a key resistance level, that 666 level. And let me kind of clear up my chart a little bit because it probably looks so crazy to the people who don't know what the freak is going on. So let me clear this chart up a little bit. So boom, as you can see on a daily time frame, right? On a daily time frame, you can see Spy got up to the level six. Let's just say 696, right? 695 between 695 and 696 on the daily, and that was back in January, right? This year in January, late January, and you can see from then it's been retracing, falling down, coming back up to retest key levels, falling down some more, coming back up to retest the 680, the 690 level, and then falling back down when we have in this war talk, right? If you look, if you're looking at this chart, right, it looks like obviously it's a head and shoulder on the daily time frame, but you really want to monitor these key levels here, right? These resistance levels because these are where buyers had stepped in to give, like at the 680 level for sure. These are the levels where the buyers came in and gave tremendous support at these levels. But as you can see in the last couple days, well, the last week or so, you can say, last 3 weeks, you can say, um, these levels have been broken, right? Kind of retested, but broken, right? Kind of retested, but it's broken. And today it finally actually broke it, right? On a major scale because this was support here. The 680 through 675 was major support. As you can see, if you look to the left, you can see the 670 was support, the 673 was support, the 675 was support. This whole ride, as you can see, is support right here. And it didn't miss a beat. And this was back in November last year, right? November 2025. This was in November last year. So you can see that this was key support areas. Now, as we get into this new year, 2026, you can see that the market has been just retracing, doing a fucking I call it a boing. That bit been boing, that bit been boing, 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 boing. You know what I'm saying? Like a crazy. It's been a crazy market. so to say, is what I'm trying to say. But recently, what sparked my attention was this key resistance. You know what I'm saying? Like the 675 was a real boiling point where it held its support, you guys. I'm just trying to just put you in my brain a little bit because this was the support right here, right? And you can see that it broke that support on March 6th, and then it kind of wicked out to retest it. Damn, it went all the way to 662 with the wicks. So it wicked out into 662, but it closed at 670, 671. And the next day it wicked back up into the 683 level. So as you can see, the 675, the 673 through 683, that $10 range was real key support, right? Because it was supported, and then you can see today it just broke through all of that today. You know what I'm saying? So this is giving me sentiment in the market, and that's how I look at sentiment. Sentiment basically gives me an outlook on what the market is potentially wanting to do, and I always go on a higher time frame to go ahead and give me those indications. Like here, as you can see, I'm on the daily time frame, and on the daily time frame, that resistance, if we look back here, that resistance was in October. So a month before, it was creating this higher lows, because this is a low, this is a high, this is a low, this is a high, this is a lower low, this is a high, this is a higher low, this is a high. Well, it broke that high, so this is a higher high, this is a higher low, it's a higher high, broke it, then came back to retest it again. So that was in January, right? So that started to give me indication that the market is actually wanting to turn around. Not necessarily go to, shits, but it's basically showing me that the market wants to turn around. And I already called it a few weeks ago where I would say, no, SPY is going to have a day where it's dipping $20 to $15. And it still hasn't happened yet, but we're getting really, really close. We're getting really, really close to where SPY is going to drop $20 in one day. 15 to be perhaps, or $20 in one day. And that's because, our guy is, continuing to make a silent war. And plus, what everything else that's going on in the market, where a lot of the sentiment is based around these 500 companies. You know what I'm saying? And if these 500 companies are not performing as well as they should, then that's indicating to me that, the stock market is pretty much going to, start down tracing a little bit. I wouldn't say, like I said, I wouldn't say that it'll go to shits or like 560s, but it's gonna dip tremendously, and it's gonna and you the one you really want to catch a falling knife, but if you right now is a good opportunity for you to get in. So let me bring my chart back up a little bit. So ultimately, it looks crazy. It looked like a crayon box, but ultimately these key levels is what helping me go ahead and figure out what's going on. My trend lines and my support lines. And if we just zoom in a little bit, not too crazy, but we just zoom in a little bit, and it shouldn't hurt your eyes as much. But if we just zoom in a little bit, you can see where it started to respect this resistance. It broke it. It broke this support right here. I mean, it respected this support, and it broke this resistance up here. It came back to retrace with a little dip. Then it broke out right there. It came back to retest that support, which now turned into resistance. Wait. Sometimes I be getting this shit confused, but I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I be getting a little confused, but I know exactly what I'm talking about. So that happened, right? And then you can see that it continued to make a higher high, and it broke up. One, two, three, broke up. Then you can see where it started to make its all time high, which was at the 697, 698 level, but it didn't keep that close. It closed at the 693 level. And from there, I had a target to the downside, but my target, I think I caught this trade right here. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look for sure to see if I caught this trade. But as you can see, it started to down trace, and it never came back up into this area. It just started to retrace this whole time. It just started to retrace. So and with the market sentiment was going on, that gave me clear indication that we're starting to become in a downtrend market. Even if we put it on a weekly scale, right? You can see we're becoming into a downtrend market. Now, just to do a little history, let me get rid of this so we can do a little history. Just a little history, just a little bit. I really love the stock market. The stock market is what's going to save my life, and you have to know these type of things. So if we're looking on a weekly scale, oh my gosh, whoa! You can see on a weekly scale back then where the SPY would make higher highs, and um, it will retrace to come back and retest key support levels. You can see again right here where it broke. You can see right here. I'm sorry about that. You can see right here where it broke these levels, and it came back to retrace it. It never really closed in that area up until April 8 in 2018. This is 2018 also. In April 2018, you can see where it started to come back and capture some of these supports, but it wound up breaking out again later that year. And then the following year, going into December, it started to downtrace again to capture some of these support levels. Then it broke out again, but it made a double top right here. It didn't necessarily make it kind of did make a higher high, but it's still double top right here. And you can see they're wanting to retrace and tech like it's doing it again. It's retracing and it's catching support levels. It's retracing, it's going up, breaking, making higher highs, and then catching support levels. Right here was a tremendous breakout. This was a damn one, two, three. So from October all the way to damn near February 2020, that motherfucker didn't have no down days, right? And then you get in February 24th, and freaking 3 months, it went to shit. It went down from February all the way up into you could say April. It was down. Yeah, from April all the way from February all the way to April, it was down. It just went down for the next couple weeks. And then you can see where the market had exploded from this area. It exploded from this lowest point that it made. Well, it exploded from this wick closed there, and it pretty much. If you would have been a long buyer, man, you made tons of money right here. It skyrocketed out of the place. It went from all the way from the 300, no, the 200s all the way in 2021 going into 2022, it damn near peaked 200 points. Not points, but 200. It went up $200 within a year. So if you would have bought in 2020 April, man, and just held all year for the next 2 years, you made a lot of money. But you got to know when to sell. You know what I'm saying? You don't typically know when to sell because things like this happen where it retraced, but it didn't retrace. It only retraced to the halfway mark. But you still would have made a lot of money and you would have lost half of it going into it, a little bit more than half because it came. It did a second turn. It did a second turn, and then it started to go back up again. But if you would have held this right here is mine. Swag. I'm telling you, if you would have held from there, from April all the way into with that January 2022, man, you made so much money. You know what I'm saying? Then it kind of made a W right here, and you still would have made a lot of money right from here to here. But if you come more in the future, you can see in 2023 it did the same thing. In November 2023, it skyrocketed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It had barely any green week. I mean, any red weeks. And from what move this out the way. Move this shit out the way. From October 23 all the way up into, you can just say, because this was a fair retracement. So from October 2023 all the way to July 2024, you made decent money again. And you can see where it came to the halfway mark here, and it started to retrace. It wicked out, and it did a second turn. Same thing here, guys. We're in 2025 until 2026 February. As you can see, right? I'm not no market timer. I'm not a market timer. I just look at previous history and I go off of previous resistance levels and support levels, and I follow price action, right? And as you can see, if you look at these key levels, I mean, it's kind of doing history, right? History repeat itself. It don't rhyme, but it repeats itself, right? So as you can see, I've been trying to tell, some of the people in the group that I'm in, hey, look, these are good times for puts because, just me doing market research and just me doing a little research, you can see, and based off of market sentiment, you can see that, hey, we're kind of starting to retrace here. And I'm not saying that, oh, it's going to happen for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but it's an indication that we're starting to retrace here. You know what I'm saying? We're starting to retrace. So, I mean, I just wanted to put that out there and put that in y'all ear. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to be prepared for it. I would love for you to be prepared for it. If you're looking to learn about the stock market, I will add my link inside of here. Um, so I'm gonna copy that link. I will add my link in there in the description, just so you know, if you're ever willing to join the stock market, I would say it's best for you to, I mean, not best, but a starter would be Robinhood, and I also have a Webull account. But for the start, we want to start just with little investments, and Robinhood is a good way for new people to get into, investing, and not just investing. It's options and it's crypto and a few other things that they offer. But I just mainly stay on the crypto and the option side. I don't really too much parlay or gamble on sports because I don't really watch sports that much for me to gamble on it. So I'd rather, take my time out to figure this out, you know, and to make me some more money because again, I've had some really, really decent days, and just to show y'all a little bit, because I just want to be as transparent as possible. Um, I've had some pretty decent weeks and days in the stock market where I've made some good money, especially last year in 2020. I mean, in 2025. Um, and in 2024, I've had some decent days. Matter of fact, I'll pull up some screenshots for y'all and show y'all what I've done a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just so, I mean, you don't have to follow what I'm doing, but at least I'm giving you a little incline on what the market could do because, like I said, I've made decent money trading in the stock market. And if I can give you some game, you can give me some game by copying that link and we can both eat together. You know what I'm saying? That was your boy D Cash, and y'all check in with another video. Peace.